Alright, welcome to another video from the Chart Readers. Hey, if you haven't already, please subscribe on YouTube. It is the quickest way to get all the updates. And then, if you haven't already, check out the website. The videos are in a little cleaner order. And then if you scroll all the way to the bottom down here, you can sign up for a free weekly email where I just kind of send little extra details I didn't throw in during the video. So, what are we doing today? We are going to do the psychedelics, and I can't believe how long it's been since I did this. It's been almost a month, about 3 weeks. So we'll take a bit of a view back and then focus, short term as we always do, right? But what are we going to do? Look, we're going to look at the daily and the weekly. We're going to use our 5 moving average lines as well as these horizontal support and resistance lines that I do manually make. And then once we're done up here, we'll wind it out. Again, I say this is about this is about 80% of the work. This down here is the last like 20%, and it's the MACD and the RSI. Again, I like the RSI just a little bit more than the MACD. So again, the last time I made this video was roughly early September. So I'm not even too much I actually have to say, right? If you're just watching what's happening, all we're doing is losing my supports and staying under the 8, right? This entire last 3 weeks should have been completely avoidable, I hope. Obviously, I keep saying this is not financial advice because, I'm not telling you what to do with your money, right? But if you like my rule number 1, which again, if you've been watching these videos, I hope it just kind of, explains itself without me having to, right? But if you're trading under the 8 moving average, again, that's my green line. And why is it green? Because green is good, right? Green is like a traffic light. You hit green and you go, right? So if you're not over green, that's not good, right? And again, this, I think, like I said, the last time I made the video was around the 12th of September, and it's been nothing but trading under. Look, oh my gosh. So what happened here, I'm going to start kind of coming in, right? This is also why I always say I need more than just 2 days, right? Or if it's going to be a 2-day confirmation, it better be the correct 2 days, right? We have a good day, I understand. We have what looks like an even nicer day, but look, neither day came even close to actually even touching the line, let alone going over. From there, after hours, there was basically an offering, okay? And there are a few pieces of news I just hate. A reverse split, an offering, and then occasionally on some newer stocks, there's basically a restriction for them to sell is lifted. And those 3, look, and then earnings, right? Earnings, it's just kind of its own little beast. But between those 4, bad things can happen. And what happened here was a bad offering. It was basically trading at $6 USD. From what I read, the offering was like in the 4 range. And I mean, that pissed a lot of people off. Why would anyone buy it at 6 if someone's about to get it at 4, right? I mean, that's just simple logic, right? So, yeah. And look, I go back to what I said almost exactly the day or the day after this stock did a reverse split, which again was one of the things I mentioned. Once a stock does a reverse split, it tends to go back to where it was. Mind Medicine jumped to 12 because of a reverse split. It was actually at like 1, but they just moved the decimal over, right? So again, unfortunately, this has dropped a lot. This has dropped a lot since my last video, but I hope you saw it and didn't lose money based on emotion. And look, I mean, again, the weekly just looks horrible. If your weekly is this bad, your days are going to be that bad, right? It should be simple logic as you start watching these more and more. So Mind Medicine, rough, okay? So CYBN. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea what happened. I looked for some news. I didn't really see any news, but today was pretty big. And again, we literally just said it, right? I kind of want more than this. I need one more confirmation, right? However, this is a monster single day. What did we do? We destroyed this long downtrend. We closed over the 8 for the first time, I mean, since the 6th, right? Is that what I'm looking at? Yeah, since September 6th, so more than a month, less than a month, sorry, just under a month, but very big day on what was no news. So be careful, because again, the last thing you want is all the volume for today to jump off, and then, you know, you're stuck holding the bag. But I'm looking for two things. Number one, stay over the 8 tomorrow. Number two, look, I need you to start going closer to 60, because again, coming right here is not a great confirmation yet. I need confirmation up here before I'll like go. But nonetheless, that's a beautiful RSI setup, right? That's what I like to see. But be careful. I didn't see much news. So again, look at that. The weekly looks great. This looks like a good start. But again, it's only Monday, right? We still have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I know you all know the dates, right? But there are 4 more days of action left. And make sure you're paying attention here, right? Don't buy on the hype, buy on the confirmation. That's always my thing. And look, this right here is a very hard natural resistance. You have both the 20 and the 100. 100 is second to last, right? So that point alone is going to be hard to break. But another run from 58 to basically 68 is a nice chunk of percent, right? So a couple ways you can play this, but make sure you have your finger on the mouse here tomorrow. But hey, I've come to like CYBN. I'm not gonna lie, it does these monster runs when it can, right? So a little bit of selfishly, I kind of want this to do well. I'm generally I hope things go positive. But one more time, this means nothing to me. It really, look, if you bought in today, sure, that means a lot to you because your game is different. But if you're literally thinking of buying because of this 20, like, don't do that. That's how you lose a lot of money. Wait for the morning, see how it starts, and then go. Okay, that's just my general advice, even though, again, this is not financial advice. ATAI. So again, look, I go back to the fact that CYBN had a fat run today, but Mind Medicine and now ATAI didn't, right? So maybe it's a sign of what the others might be doing. Maybe these are a sign that that one was an outlier, right? You kind of have to, this is why you do the sector review, right? Nonetheless, what are we looking at here? Look, again, basically since the last video, we've been just riding under this 8, right? A little bit more of an attempt to break. It does look, oh no, sorry, I made the video on the 12th, so that was on the last one. So actually, yeah, since my last video, there really wasn't a close above it, right? This one opened up here, but it closed down here, right? And again, that goes back to don't let one big day fool you. It might start here, close here, right? And then end up coming. So like, it's a lot about knowing your time frames. I'm looking at a daily, so I need the next daily to finish before the candle finishes, right? So again, make sure you understand time frames. That said, look, today actually did close over the 8. So yesterday it looks like, I don't think it closed. Oh, it literally hit the line. So look, if you're on the line, you are not breaking, right? So today was actually the first break. And look, that's essentially what I like to see, right? We're still over it. I understand it's red. Don't get me wrong. I see red is bad, green is good. But we opened here, we closed here. We're still above this guy, and we're above the 8. So again, I would actually watch this one in the morning. It might do something. But again, keep your finger on the mouse, right? If you did not buy it and ride these 2 days up, I would not automatically consider tomorrow, you know, a good go. But hey, if it can get over 350, this could easily make a run to right here, right? And I'm at least looking at about a 10% run over that 350 line. So again, you can even just wait till the break of 350 and make a safer 10% theoretically, right? Nothing's guaranteed, but it might be a little safer. So again, watch this one in the morning, but I would not, again, look at this weekly. This is an ugly weekly. I see what looks like the start of a break, but again, it's early in the week. It's only Monday, right? So let's get a couple more days till we put a little more weight on the weekly. And then at the minimum, I will say, hey, this could be a bounce point. I'm not going to pretend it isn't, right? It actually was once before, could be again. So watch this guy in the morning. Excuse me. CMPS. Ooh, I don't have any lines down here. Is that because we're at all-time lows? It's not. I just need to make some lines. All right, so let me make some support lines real quick. I'm going to use the bottom of that guy, and that's actually where we're sitting. Look at that. I'm going to use the top of this guy right there. And then I'm going to use what should be, yeah, that's a pretty good chunk. Okay, cool. I actually might have used the bottom instead. Okay, I'm going to move this down here is actually what I'm going to do. Okay, perfect. So looking at CMPS, again, look, I basically made this video around the 12th, and it's been nothing but under the 8, right? This one's not popping as well as the last. It does look like the RSI is peaking a little bit. It does look like it's, at least still over the last support line. Nonetheless, this one might be indicative that the other ones might have been faking. Look, I don't know, right? That's why I'm a little more cautious of saying CYBN and ATAI are great, especially because the last just 4 haven't been, we're kind of at a 50-50 sit, right? Again, all the weeklies look ugly. I'm still kind of seeing this curve here, right? So maybe there is a curve coming, but let's see what the days go. Again, I would say, obviously, number one, get over the 8. I wouldn't touch this thing until it's over the 8. But watch this one. If it does make a big jump, maybe you get in, essentially at, we'll call it 11.55, and then a jump up here to, oh, that's not a bad jump at all, actually. Yeah, that could be an interesting play, basically, between these moving averages, between the 8 and the 100, if it gets there, right? But that could be an interesting day swing if that's what you're looking for. SEEL, S-E-E-L. Interesting little cluster here, actually. Okay, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. So again, the last time I made this video was the 12th, and we were actually sitting at a really good bullishness, right? This one had broken the 8, made its way up. It does look like this $1.50. Yeah, it does look like that $1.50 line was really just a little too much, and it did a hard fall. The 200 and the 50 seem to be really nice support lines, though. Obviously, I do have my line, and I see that it kind of sits on the 103, but I'm going to just give a little more credit to the 200, I think. That said, look, we are technically under the 8, but SEAL, very interesting cluster here, right? Again, what's a cluster? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 moving averages. There's a total of 5, right? So they're pretty much all right there. And then a couple of my lines as well. This is an uglier RSI than the rest of them have shown. So it might be a little hard for this to break the cluster, but yeah, interesting. Again, not that great a weekly. We might still be seeing this curve, but obviously this right here is a tight cluster, and that's pretty much what we're seeing on the daily right here, right? So SEAL. And then last up is TRUFF. Again, this one's a deeper penny stock. I don't get to see 4 decimals out like you can. It's cool that this line does have it, but again, this system that I'm using is only for this indicator stack. It's more for this. I have a custom stack I call the 1. We're looking at chart readers right now, and you'll see I have simulated money. I have no money in this thing. So again, what we're looking at is a 4 decimal stock. I only have 3. That said, we're still using the 8 line as the same thing, right? All we're doing is trading under, right? There is this curve that we're kind of seeing. This is a really important sign. This is a doji right here, a little bit of a peak out. Nonetheless, make sure if you're trading, you see what the 4th decimal looks like. And look, this is a thick, I was going to say tight, but I changed it to thick cluster right here. All 5 and the 1 line above them all, right? So it's going to be hard to break through all of these, but hey, there are very little percent changes that equal, like, look, I don't actually see what the full change was, but it was actually a +7 day, right? So again, make sure your system sees every penny because it does matter. Overall, I'm going to say there are at least 3 of the 6 that are worth looking at in the morning. None of them I would think are worth kind of blindly getting into after today's action, right? See how it starts, hell, maybe even see how it closes tomorrow to get the daily confirmation and then go from there. But it's a bit of a rocky time in the market, right? So also keep that in consideration. Trade safely out there.